Huawei has been keeping its head down through the furore of the US election. Speculation as to how the tech giant's punishment at the hands of Trump might change under Biden remains just that, speculation. The last thing it needed were stunning new headlines linking the company to China's surveillance state, and so this week's Washington Post story outing its deployment of facial recognition to recognize Uighur minorities was devastating. The new report, which has sparked concerns that the software could help fuel China's crackdown on the mostly Muslim minority group, risks being especially damaging to Huawei's consumer business. Huawei, for a time the world's largest smartphone maker this year, still outsells Apple despite crushing US sanctions. Absent those restrictions, it would have taken Samsung's crown for global sales on more than a temporary basis by now. Huawei claims 600 million smartphone users. Even with most of those in China and international users churning to other brands, it has likely retained between 100 and 200 million across key export markets. In reality, very few of those users have switched from Huawei because of US allegations of Chinese state influence and control, although millions have already switched because of the loss of Google. Huawei is countering with alternatives to full-fat Android and Google's apps and services, with some 400 million monthly users across 170 countries for at least some of those services already secured. But where those users are outside China, the risk for Huawei is that they are more likely to be swayed by accusations of racial surveillance and alerts than 5G network cybersecurity warnings. All that said, there are no real surprises in this new report. We know Huawei technology has been deployed by the authorities in China's Xinjiang region, part of the surveillance machine used to subjugate its Muslim population under the pretense of counterterrorism. I first reported on Huawei's links to Xinjiang back in April 2019, covering various agreements signed with Xinjiang's authorities in 2018. Then last year, I reported on the release of the China cables, and claims by the Australian Strategic Policy Institute that Huawei's work in Xinjiang is extensive and includes working directly with the Chinese government's public security bureaus in the region. This latest Washington Post story, based on a document unearthed by researchers at IPVM, is more of the same, showing that in 2018 Huawei worked with Megvii to test an AI camera system that could scan faces in a crowd and estimate each person's age, sex and ethnicity. Clearly surveillance is surveillance, but the emotive use of AI-based facial recognition to detect ethnicity will raise bigger concerns, albeit we have seen stories on such technologies in Xinjiang before. If this particular system detected the face of a member of the mostly Muslim minority group, the test report said, it could trigger a Uighur alarm.